going on, guys? Roger here, QVO Tactical. Today we are out on the range with a new offering from the team over at Rost Martin. This is their new RM1S subcompact. Let's get into it. As always, guys, I want to let you know how we go about getting products here on the channel for review. In the interest of full transparency, Rost Martin did reach out to us. They asked if they could send this gun to us. The gun is ours to keep. It was sent to us free of charge. It was to do this video with and for future content. So please keep that in mind as you watch the video. We didn't get paid for anything for this review. The gun is ours to keep, and we're going to say whatever we want about it in the review. But I always want to let you guys know how we get the products here on the channel. Time for first rounds, guys. The new Rost Martin RM1S, shooting some SuperVel 9mm. It does come with two different size magazines, so one's got the extension here. So I'm going to shoot 5 rounds out of both and kind of let you guys know how it's feeling. Here we go, first round. Actually returns to zero pretty quick. I thought, you know, this is a subcompact setup, guys, so I definitely thought it was going to be a little more snappy, especially with the shorter mag. That wasn't bad at all. Optics shooting a little high. We'll get it zeroed here in a minute. But now with the extended base pad here, it gives you more of a full grip. Yeah, that feels pretty awesome. So, yeah, I mean, I like the trigger out of the box. It feels like a nice polymer striker fire trigger. The wall is pretty light. I did bring out my trigger gauge for you guys that were complaining in the last video, so we will measure the weight for you. But let's go look at the hits. Kept the group tight. It's shooting high and right, but that's just because the optic's not zeroed yet. Everybody in the comments right now, why is your optic not zeroed? I record the first rounds on camera for you guys to see my initial thoughts, and then we go into accuracy and stuff like that, so we'll get it zeroed here. But yeah, I mean, if it's printing this here, it's pretty awesome. I'll have Marco try it, see what he thinks, but first rounds feel pretty solid to me.
Yeah, the Rost Martin here. The grip's actually very comfortable right off the bat. Your hand just goes right up to the back of the tag and then into it. It's kind of nice. Yeah, shoots good. Turns to zero good. That was a small mag. We'll try the extended with a pinky. Kind of surprised. It shoots pretty good. I thought it should be another striker fire gun. Like, there's a lot in the market now. This thing is actually pretty cool though. Returns to zero good. I really like the grip angle. Like, that thing feels super comfortable when you're shooting it. So.
Check the hits.
Sweet.
Literally the same exact group, so that's good.
But it's like it returns the gun. When you fire, it goes vertical. It doesn't go side to side. It's kind of nice. It does this. The dot track's directly straight. Grip surprised me how nice that grip is. Get the angle good.
25 yards out, guys. Got the phone recording downrange for you. Let's see how she groups. Let's go take a look. Down here at the target now. This was my 4th shot when I look back at the footage, and I definitely pulled that one. I felt it as I broke the shot. But even with that flyer at 25 yards with a subcompact, I'm still sub 3 inches. It looks like 2 3/4 group there. If we do this 4-round group here, it is under 1 3/4. So, I mean, hitting this 6-inch target at 25 yards with that tiny little guy, I'm happy with that. This would ideally be my group. This is where we zeroed at. This is what we're getting. You know, that's on me. So, but for those of you wondering, you know, for a sub $500 polymer striker fired gun, like, that's very acceptable in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now that our zero is dialed in, you guys know it's time for build drills. I do want to answer this question though. Everybody's like, hey, what shot timer is that? Guys, this is the SG Shooters Global timer. There is a link down below in the description of the video. So if you want to pick one up, this thing's awesome. It can actually sync to your phone, and you can record through your phone and get the hits like live displayed on the video for you. But that's what I use. It's been pretty awesome for us. So let's see how we do. Some build drills from concealment. fumbled the draw. It's freezing cold. 351. It's probably my worst bill drill ever. I got my best split was a 2.6, and my first shot was a 1.95. But I did shoot 5 alpha, 1 Charlie.
Yeah, only one out.
So let's go again. You know, Mark, I don't mind when it's cold, bud, but when it's cold and windy, it could be cold or it could be windy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like both.
I don't like windy.
Woo! That was clean. I don't know if it's sub 2 though. 246, so sub 2.5. Best split there was a 0.21. First shot was a 128, and everything clean. My last shot hit here, but it broke the line, so we're still good. I'm gonna go one more, see if I can get a sub 2. So those first 2 bill drills, guys, we're using the shorter mag. I'm gonna put the extended base plate here so I can get more of a better purchase, and we'll see if that improves the time. Here we go. Stand by. So I threw them low. I got 234, so I cut like 15/10 of a second off, and I got my splits down to a 0.19, but looking at the hits, it looks like I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Charlie, 1 alpha. I'll see if I can clean that up. Last run, here we go. Through the second shot, low and left. Got a 219, so my best time, but I do have a mic there. 0.18 was the best split, and a 1.19 was the first shot. So it looks like 1 mic, 2 Charlie, and then 3 alpha. I'm gonna go one more. Stand by. There we go. 218. Best split was a 0.18. First shot was a 1.15. And that was 2 Charlie, 4 alpha. So for what, like 5-6 runs, I got close to sub 2, 0.18 over. So 1 shot over most likely, since my splits were down to an 18. As we get warmed up in the what is the bonus footage at the end of the video, I might try this again, see if I can get a sub 2. So stay tuned for that. But let's have Marco get you guys the trigger breakdown.
So we got the trigger breakdown for the Rost RM1S. It's a nice take up right there, nice and clean. There's no hitching, there's no like polymer rubbing. There's the wall. Breaks nice and easy. That's like a 4-pounder. Resets right here. Nice and pronounced. It goes out pretty good. It actually kind of assists you, kind of nice. Shoots pretty good. Take up's nice. Very clean.
Back here at the truck now, guys. In our previous video, a lot of you asked, hey, can you bring out a trigger gauge with you? So I did bring my trigger gauge. I typically don't like using these things, and I'll show you why. But if you go on their website, I believe it says that the trigger is 5 pounds. From all the different guns I've shot, I would definitely say this is like 4.5 to 5 pounds.
I think like a 4.5.
Marco said very clean trigger. I agree with him. I definitely don't think it's past 5. I think it's very doable. It's a proper trigger rate that I would want for a concealed carry setup. And it feels good. But for shits and giggles and to appease the audience, I brought my trigger gauge out. And whenever you guys use these things, and I'm sure there's other people out there that are going to have, you know, all of their different methods and stuff. Couple things. One, you have a trigger safety here, so it's going to engage with that. You have to engage with it properly, otherwise you're just pulling and nothing's happening. Secondly, depending on where you place the engagement of your trigger gauge, it's going to change it, and you guys will see here in a second. So let me clear this thing out. Here we go. First pull, I got 3 pounds, 13 ounces. Second pull, 4 pounds, 10 ounces, 9.9. Four pounds, 9 ounces again. So that's roughly 4.5, just a little over. And now I got 3 pounds, 8.9 ounces. So again, it's all dependent on where you're pressing, but that 4 pounds, 9 ounces, that feels about right to me. Like if you were to hit it your first time with a trigger gauge and get 4 pounds 9 ounces, I'd be like, yeah, that feels right. 4 pounds 3.3 ounces. So you guys see, it's kinda near what I think, but at the same time it's kind of all over the place when it hits, you know, a 3 pound. Earlier we were messing with it and I got a 2 pound depending on where I hit it on there. So if any of you out there are like, hey, you're doing it wrong, go ahead, educate me. I've watched so many different videos on this thing and I just haven't liked them. But didn't want to show you guys, but the book does say 5 pounds. It does feels sub 5. It feels between 4.5 and 5 to me, which we got a 4.8, a 4.99. So 4 pounds 8 ounces would be 4.5 pounds. So that's what it feels like to me. And you know, for all of you guys that wanted us to do it, there you go. And now you also understand why I don't like bringing this thing. All right, we got Split Master Marco. Marco, a couple things I want you to answer for the audience. So I'm gonna have him do a split demonstration for you guys to see how fast he can get that trigger running for his doubles. But at the same time, before we shoot it and show them the shot placement, explain to them what you're doing and what you expect to see.
Basically at this distance, we're like at maybe 8 yards, 7 yards right now. I just want to see the spread on the, as quick as I can pull this trigger with this weight, just see how big that spread goes. So you can understand like, hey, I have to slow that trigger down or speed it. I can speed it up how close or far the target is. Mainly, I'd recommend trying that with any gun you have. Like 2011s make it super easy, especially light triggers, because you can let it go. It's easy. You have to do less stuff to it for it to get better splits. Like you have to do less work.
And then when you look at your shot place, when we go up there and look at the groupings, like our previous video, you had just completely vertical. What would be, if somebody's getting splits that are side to side versus vertical?
Mainly get your grip dialed in. You want to be no left to right, mainly. Just sometimes depending how that gun tracks. This one tracks nice and center when we shot it initially, it's kind of nice. But you just want to get it centered, essentially, because you want it to return back to the original aiming point. So the vertical line is going to be just the gun's recoil when you're breaking the second shot. Yep. And if you have side-to-side movement, that's you, the shooter. Putting too much influence with left or right.
Gotcha.
Grip, or weak grip, it happens.
Cool. So. All right. Well, let's see what we can do. I think my best foot was a .18. So I'm hoping you can destroy that.
With this trigger, we'll see.
Stand by. So you got a .2.
Yep, .2.
Let's go do 3 more splits.
Gotcha.
Here we go, stand by.
3 back to back.
And a .18, there we go. So he did get a best split of .18. I'll get Kevin to focus up here. Should have see it at the bottom right, I believe. Yeah. And then, looking at the groups, so break down where your first shot is and then the second shot with those groups.
It's actually in the high and then it's dipping low, so I'm just getting used to the timing on the trigger. Maybe it's a heavier weight. I'm used to shooting 2011s too much, or Glocks with very nice triggers, but it does track nice and vertical. I could actually speed it up because this is still pretty acceptable within the alpha zone is what we consider. At that distance I can speed it up if I wanted to, but I just wanted to keep it tight. That's just the way that went, but shoots pretty good. The trigger is nice and predictable. There's no hitching. It's nice and smooth all the way through. There's no like, when you're actually squeezing some polymer guns, this feels like it's gritty. This is like smooth all the way through. But for a subcompact, it shoots almost like a full-size gun, which is very good. The grip is actually very nice for that too. The way they form it, when your hand comes into it, it helps you relax your trigger finger, which is nice, so you can actually pull the trigger faster. So if you lighten up the trigger, it'd probably shoot even better. Just the way they cut this angle to this way makes it easier to get down back on that gun. So.
All right, well, just for fun, I'm gonna spray paint that over and just see you what it just go as fast as you can.
Gotcha.
All right, Marco, splits as fast as you can run them. Here we go, stand by. So you got down to a .14, so that's the fastest we've seen with this gun.
Yeah.
And then kind of go over.
1.4 is going to be the biggest opening here. So 1.4s, the safe splits you want to get, so the best ideal split that's safe to get really good spread in, it's like in the 18s, 20s.
Gotcha.
The 14, it's kind of hard to time it, as when I noticed. It's, then again, this is my first time ever shooting this gun for the video, but you could probably closen this up.
You had 16s, 15s, and then they got that 14, so.
I threw one off, which is like in the middle there, but it's easy control. The gun's easy control, so. Shooting it more, I think it's gonna, trigger's gonna get slightly lighter, plus I'll probably get used to the timing more. But it shoots pretty good for a subcompact gun. So.
Piggybacking off of the accuracy portion of the video, guys, I want to come back here to 50 and see how we are doing with this RM1S subcompact and see if we can hit a C-zone target. Here we go. I got most of them, so would I ever take the shot with this, you know, subcompact setup? I'm not gonna say never, but I can't see myself in a situation where I wouldn't either just leave or close the distance. But it is, you know, confidence boosting knowing that if this was your EDC or carry setup, that it is capable of making those shots at those distances. Roger and Marco here, guys, with the final thoughts. Before we jump into it, though, I just want to really quick go over how we set the gun up. Nothing crazy. We threw on an RMR. It does come with an RMR plate when you buy the gun from Rost Martin. The optic cut's not crazy deep, and so I do wish that it would come with suppressor height iron sights. I like having a co-witness with my irons for the optic. Other than that, we threw on a TLR7A, guys, so no gas pedals, no ledges, nothing like that. I did set the gun up how I would carry it if I was going to run this as a concealed carry setup. We are running it in the new QVO Tactical Wingman Flex. This holster is actually for a Walther PDP with the TLR7A, but because we have that weapon light on there, you can see it clicks right in place, isn't going anywhere, comes out when I want it to. So a lot of our holsters are cross-compatible in that way if you're running a weapon light. Not sure if we're going to offer holsters specifically for this setup, as we have to see if the demand is there. So if you're somebody that wants this gun and would want holsters from us, please let us know down below in the comment section. You guys are going to see a full video on this holster coming out. I know a lot of people are like, hey, where is it at? We're using a TR90 material here that is extremely flexible and rigid and durable, like pretty much indestructible. We have in our video, you're going to see a guy doing pull-ups off of it, and it holds up really well. So I figured everything out. This is a project that I've been working a long time on. I'm really proud of. So you guys will see a full video on that. But that is the holster we were using. Now with all of that out of the way, Marco, pros, cons, what do you think about the RM1S?
Nice to see another striker fire gun in the market. The grip is very nice. That's probably my favorite part about the gun. The texturing is like perfectly gritty. It's not too aggressive. Puts your hand in a very comfortable spot when you hold it. It's easy. The trigger is nice too for a gun in this category, medium heavy, like a 4 or 5 pounder. Gun's very accurate. Actually outperforms a lot of full-size guns which I've seen, which is kind of nice to see in this tiny gun here. Otherwise, it's nice the ambi controls too, lefty and righty, so mag release and slide release on both sides. So for those lefties out there, kind of reminds me of a Walther P99, but a little more squared, but very comfortable to shoot. Very nice gun, I'd say. I'd give it a thumbs up. Nice to see more more striker fire guns in the market here. So
I agree with everything Marco said. I think there's a lot of pros to the gun. Like I did say, my con is going to be the iron sights. I'm not somebody that wants to sit here and push out a sight. Like, I hate doing it on my SIGs.
It's a slut, yeah.
Yeah, I want them to come with the iron sights already suppressor height so I can co-witness with the optic. I do wish the optic cut was a little deeper. I like that it comes with the plate. The texturing's awesome on here, like didn't slip at all in the hand. I would say in regards to the magazines, the 12 rounder and the 15 rounder, I would probably throw the 12 rounder in a box and buy more of these. The grip with the 12 rounder, I'm just not a fan of. Pinky falls off. I don't like that when I'm shooting. To me, it feels much better with this. I will say though, for my first rounds, this wasn't like, it's still very doable with this. But for me, drawing and getting really quick hits and quick draw, I want to have more of that full grip. And you guys have seen that from other videos we've done where I made like a mainspring housing extension for the Staccato CS. So that'd be my only gripe, man. For me, he's kind of comparing to things. This reminds me of when I used to carry my P10S from CZ.
Kind of similar, like boxy kind of.
Yep, form factor. I like that gun a lot. It feels like that. I mean that in a good way. This gun, Rost Martin, Dallas, Texas, all-American firearms manufacturing company. So you guys out there that watch the channel that are always griping at me about you're running a Holosun optic or you're running an imported gun. Guys, here you go. All-American gun, all-American optic. I do know that we were talking earlier, it's based off of the Arex Delta platform. Is it Arex or Rex?
Arex. Yeah, I think it's how to pronounce it, but very nice gun.
Mark was telling me you saw those a lot in competition over in Europe.
In like Europe and Asia. You don't see them in the US, which is weird because like there's a big difference there, but they're very nice guns. They're just not popular in the US. So
it's good to see that, the platform is coming over here. Like you were saying, if it's popular over there, there's going to be a bunch of people here that like it as well. The trigger to me, even though it's 4.5, 5 pounds, like you put it perfectly, like there's no grittiness. Like it's just a smooth press. I really liked it on the range. When we were doing the zeroing, like 25 yards with this, I know there's guys out there like, oh, 25 yards is super easy. Not for me. Like I want groups that are touching, and when I'm getting, that one flyer, that guy sucked, but the other stuff, it was awesome. Like this gives me a lot of confidence. Like if I had to take a shot with this, it's going to be where I need it to be. So Rost Martin, I think you guys did a good job. We're probably around 400 rounds right now with all the different bill drills and the B-roll and everything we were doing. And in those 400, we only had 2 failures to feed. Lubed it up, gun ran fine, so not a big issue to me. It could be a million things. It could be, you know, the bullet head going on the feed ramp, so it's not 100% on the gun if for those issues. But we did have 2 failures to feed out of 400 rounds. That's negligible in my opinion. So yeah, I mean,
That's cool. Another
price.
market. Yeah.
Sub $500. I was talking to Marco off camera, and I was like, "What do you think this is?" I really don't tell him specs and stuff until we kind of get to this point. And he's like, "Probably like $400 or $500." And yeah, it's MSRP $469, so you probably see it closer to $400, I would imagine, maybe $450. But you know, if you're out there and you're somebody that's like, "Hey, I'm looking for an all-American made, you know, subcompact polymer striker fire gun with a nice trigger," this is probably something you want to look at.
Very fair.
If it is something you're going to look at, let me know down below in the comment section if you're going to want some holster support for it. So that's all I got. Marco, I appreciate you coming out, dude.
Yeah.
And guys, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. We got some different things that I want to try this year for the channel, just having some more fun with it. But we appreciate all you guys that have been here for a while watching. You guys know who you are. So as always, we'll see you in the next video, guys. There we go. That was clean too. 191. There we go. I told you guys, bonus footage. Best split was a 0.18. First shot was a 0.94. There's your total time of 191. Coming over here and looking. You can hear when you hit this steel, it doesn't ring out as loud as these do. And so these are the shots from when we were doing the bill drills previously. So boom, 191, clean. I'll take it.